I'm shooting a video for a song called It's Easy, and it's the first single off my record in the country format, and it's coming out March 10th, I believe. And we are here in Leapers Fork at actually a very good friend of mine's house. The premise is this darling guy, Jason Lewis, who's my love interest. I know, so sad for me.
Yeah.
He is creating a staycation for me, and so while I'm writing, I'm creating the song and playing the guitar. You see him kind of walking in and out, and you realize that he's decorating a part of the house to look like the Caribbean or Mexico or someplace.
Sheryl and her folks reached out to me last week and asked if I'd shoot a video with her, and I thought, that's not such a terrible idea. It's really a nice story that she's telling about a couple that doesn't need a lot of extracurricular and fancy things to really have a romance, and so it's a stay-at-home romance day, and she's sitting there working her butt off, and I'm just that terrible boyfriend who needs all sorts of attention running through and building kind of a little dream for her.
We started thinking about who would be great to play this kind of character that is not just a handsome leading guy, but also who has a little bit of edge and who's real playful, and he's one of the first people we thought of.
It's kind of easy, I don't have to do any of the real hard stuff. That's Sheryl's job. The singing, the playing the guitar, the looking good. I just kind of go walk through the shot a few times there and smile at her.
The album, I believe, is coming out either late August or early September, and as I said, the single's coming out in March, and it's definitely a country record. It's definitely more convicted that way, much more focused, and but I think that when people hear it, they won't hear me doing something different than what I do already. I moved to Nashville about 8 years ago, and it just seemed like as music has changed and pop radio has become much more dance-oriented and country has become sort of more American and the only place you hear a guitar solo, it just seemed like the right place for the kind of music that I write. We've been really lucky in that we've had songs in the last few years that weren't really even service to country, like Steve McQueen and First Cut is the Deepest. And one of the things I love about country radio is that you hear songs. I grew up with musicians, and they loved songwriters like Cole Porter and people who wrote great lyrics and great melodies. And that's one of the things that I find when I listen to country radio, which is all I listen to. And I think people all across America, even in New York City, are listening to country radio now. That's where you hear songs.